interdicting access by the People's Republic of China to the reefs, islands that they had claimed as their own and on which they had built installations, and in particular military installations. If really the United States were physically to interdict access by the People's Republic of China to these islands, reefs, and features in the South China Sea, that has a real risk of bringing the US and China into conflict, and will really strain an ASEAN consensus that on the South China Sea is immensely fragile. How many years has it taken not to arrive at a code of conduct on the South China Sea? And the pressures on ASEAN might become all the stronger if the United States decides to assert itself in this way in the region. So what ASEAN is good at is encouraging dialogue and creating institutions through which that dialogue can be effectively managed. ASEAN itself, the ASEAN Regional Forum. We, the International Institute for Strategic Studies, have tried to contribute to that defense diplomacy as well by establishing in Singapore, as from 2002, the Shangri-La Dialogue that brings defense ministers together. In 2002, and for the 40 years before that, in the Asia Pacific, presidents met, foreign ministers met, finance ministers met, but defense ministers never met. Perhaps they did bilaterally, rarely in groups of three. At the Shangri-La Dialogue from 2002 onwards, they met, and that exercise in defense diplomacy has been very useful in ensuring that the debate in the Asia-Pacific becomes more transparent. As a result of their happy experience in the Shangri-La Dialogue in 2006, the 10 states of ASEAN decided to have their own defense ministers forum, and now you have the ADMM Plus that has added 8 other countries to that. So ASEAN is very good at developing institutions, at ensuring that there is dialogue, but the pressures now to develop a consensus on these issues of foreign policy and security are ones that ASEAN will have great difficulty escaping from.
Prime Minister, you wanted to respond to Dr. Chipman's comments? And I also wanted to come to you as well. Please.
ខ្ញុំគួរតែនិយាយបន្តិចយើងប្រហែលជាទៅឆ្ងាយបន្តិចពីក្របខ័ណ្ឌនៃវេទិកាសេដ្ឋកិច្ចទៅជាវេទិកានយោបាយហើយបញ្ហានេះក៏វាតកតជាមួយនឹងបញ្ហាភាពរសើបនៅក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌអាស៊ានដែលរយៈពេលកន្លងទៅកម្ពុជាគឺជាជនរងគ្រោះនៃសមុទ្រចិនខាងត្បូងតែម្ដងហើយខ្ញុំសូមនិយាយដោយសារតែថ្ងៃនេះគឺជាថ្ងៃដែលអូបាម៉ាបានចាក់ចេញពីតំណែងនយោបាយឆ្ពោះមកអាស៊ីប៉ាស៊ីហ្វិកអាស៊ីរបស់ប្រធានាធិបតីអូបាម៉ាបាននាំទៅដល់ភាពស្មុគស្មាញនៅតំបន់អាស៊ីតែម្ដងខ្ញុំអាចនិយាយយ៉ាងដូចនេះព្រោះខ្ញុំពីរលើករួចហើយតែបានធ្វើកិច្ចការទាក់ទងជាមួយនឹងសមាជិករបស់ហើយរឿងនេះត្រូវបានគេទម្លាក់កំហុសជាបន្តខ្ញុំស្នើលើកទឹកចិត្តឲ្យមានការចរចាទ្វេភាគីនៃបណ្ដាប្រទេសដែលមានការពាក់ព័ន្ធប៉ុន្តែ DOC បានចុះហត្ថលេខានៅទីក្រុងភ្នំពេញក្រោមអធិបតីក្នុងគណៈខ្ញុំជាប្រធានអាស៊ានកាលពីពេលនោះឆ្នាំ2012ខួប10ឆ្នាំនៃ DOC ឥឡូវយើងកំពុងឆ្ពោះទៅរក DOC ប៉ុន្តែចំនួននេះវាមានការលូកដៃពីខាងក្រៅប្រសិនបើទុកឲ្យបណ្ដាប្រទេសមានការពាក់ព័ន្ធពិភាក្សាគ្នាលើកទឹកចិត្តឲ្យមានការពិភាក្សាគ្នាខ្ញុំគិតថាវាជាការល្អហើយខ្ញុំនិយាយនេះក្នុងគោលដៅការពារនៅទំនាក់ទំនងរវាងម្ខាងគឺអាស៊ាននិងម្ខាងគឺចិនដែលទំហំពាណិជ្ជកម្មធំណាស់ហើយវាមានផលប្រយោជន៍សម្រាប់ទាំងអស់គ្នាជាការប្រជុំមុខជាការប្រជុំចឹងទេខ្ញុំគួរថាខ្ញុំនិយាយដល់ត្រង់ថាខ្ញុំអត់សប្បាយចិត្តហើយខ្ញុំតិចទៀតជាមួយនឹងនយោបាយការវិលត្រឡប់មកកាន់អតីតហើយខ្ញុំសរសើរចំពោះនយោបាយរបស់ប្រធានាធិបតីថ្មីរបស់ប្រទេសរបស់ហ្វីលីពីនខ្ញុំបានប្រាប់ប្រធានាធិបតីហ្វីលីពីនយ៉ាងច្បាស់ពេលទស្សនកិច្ចនៅទីក្រុងពេញសំតាអាមេរិកមកបានឬមិនបានស៊ីសងទៅលើហ្វីលីពីន ព្រោះ Philippines ជាមូលដ្ឋានរបស់អាមេរិកអញ្ចឹងបើសិនជានៅក្នុងតំបន់នេះកុំឲ្យមានបរទេសកុំឲ្យមានអ្នកក្រៅតំបន់ចូលជាទេខ្ញុំគិតថាយើងមានសុខដុមពាណិជ្ជកម្មក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌតែមានតែឯងផងនិងមានសុខដុមពាណិជ្ជកម្មរវាងអាស៊ាននិងដៃគូដែលនៅជិតខាងរបស់ខ្លួនផងនេះគឺជារឿងដែលខ្ញុំគួរតែនិយាយវាខុសពីរឿងសេដ្ឋកិច្ចបន្តិចក៏ប៉ុន្តែវាក៏បម្រើឲ្យសេដ្ឋកិច្ចដែរទំហំពាណិជ្ជកម្មរវាងអាស៊ានចិនធំណាស់ដែលត្រូវការនៅការពៀនទំនាក់ទំនងនេះឲ្យបានរឹងមាំ
That's a very good comment. And if you take a look at the history of ASEAN, external pressures is nothing new. ASEAN was started amidst sort of Cold War rivalries of the USSR and the US. So in some ways, we're used to that sort of conflict. How is the conflict today, or how is the tension today different from what it was in the past? Or do you think it's really the same, and therefore, we will be able to get through it?
បញ្ហានៅទីនេះពីមុនវាជាសង្គ្រាមឈ្លានពានរបស់អាមេរិកគឺមិនអាចនិយាយអ្វីខុសពីនេះមិនមែនសូវៀតមកវាយគ្នាយកដីវៀតណាមដីកម្ពុជាដីឡាវវាយគ្នាជាមួយអាមេរិកទេអាមេរិកមកឈ្លានពានតម្រងនេះគឺជារឿងពិតហើយឥឡូវក្របបែកនិងក្របបន្តផ្ទុះរបស់អាមេរិកនៅច្រើនណាស់តែអាមេរិកគួរតែត្រូវបង់ថ្លៃឲ្យបានច្រើនចំពោះប្រទេសកម្ពុជាចំពោះវៀតណាមនិងចំពោះឡាវដើម្បីបំផ្លាញចោលក្របនេះទាំងអស់នេះប៉ុន្តែពួកគេមិនត្រឹមតែបានធ្វើទេគេថែមទាំងទាបំណុលពីយើងខ្ញុំក្នុងឋានៈជាជួនរងគ្រោះនៃសង្គ្រាមតែនេះឥឡូវយើងខ្ញុំទៅជំពាក់បំណុលរបស់អាមេរិកតែខ្ញុំនឹងអំពាវនាវចំពោះរដ្ឋបាលត្រាំដែលទៅក្នុងកាន់អំណាចបានប្រមាណម៉ោងនេះសូមឲ្យលុបចោលបំណុលដែលកម្ពុជាជំពាក់ក្នុងចំណងរដ្ឋាភិបាលខុសច្បាប់ដែលធ្វើរដ្ឋាភិបាលខុសច្បាប់ដែលគ្រប់គ្រងដោយអាមេរិកជំពាក់រាប់រយលានដុល្លារឲ្យយើងខ្ញុំជាអ្នកសងហើយជាបំណុលរបស់គាត់ធ្វើឲ្យคนវិញ forum គួរតែទៅគ្រប់គ្រងនៅការលុបចោលបំណុលណាដែលវាជាបំណុលរបស់ផងដែរឥឡូវក្នុងដំណាក់កាលនេះពីមុននេះអាមេរិកបានចេញផុតទៅហាក់ដូចជាតំបន់នេះមានសេចក្តីរៀបប៉ុន្តែនៅពេលដែលបារ៉ាក់អូបាម៉ាឡើងមកដាក់ចេញនៅនយោបាយមួយគឺថាការវិលត្រឡប់របស់អាមេរិកមកកាន់អាស៊ីនិងតុល្យភាពឡើងវិញពេលនោះហើយដែលយើងឃើញថាតាមឡើងបន្តិចម្ដងលើបញ្ហាដែលវាតេតងជាមួយនឹងភាពតានតឹងហើយក្នុងនោះក៏មានចំណែកនៃការបែកបាក់ការមិនចុះសម្រុងទស្សនៈគ្នាក្នុងអាស៊ាននៅក្នុងក្របខ័ណ្ឌនៃបញ្ហាដោះស្រាយក្នុងសមុទ្រចិនខាងមុខ
I'd like to hear the comments from the Prime Minister of Vietnam. You had laughed at Dr. Chipman's comments with regard to some of the tensions from China and the U.S. How do you see that from the Vietnamese perspective?
Tôi thống nhất quan điểm chúng ta khép quá khứ hướng đến tương lai. Tất cả mọi nước của cộng đồng quốc tế đều phải có trách nhiệm gìn giữ hòa bình, ổn định để cùng phát triển. Và đối với tình hình ASEAN mà tiến sĩ vừa nêu thì tôi cũng nêu là một vài ý lớn thế này. Một là cái vị trí Biển Đông như thế nào. Biển Đông là có 29 đường hàng hải quốc tế, trên 39 đường hàng hải quốc tế. Và chúng ta biết ở khu vực này là đường bay A1 quốc tế và khu vực này. Trên tinh thần chung là chúng ta xây dựng một Biển Đông hòa bình, hữu nghị, đoàn kết, cùng phát triển. Và tinh thần đó sẽ được thực hiện bằng Công ước Luật Biển 1982. Tất cả các bên có va chạm đều phải thông qua ngoại giao, chính trị, các loại ngoại giao quốc phòng và các loại ngoại giao khác để đàm phán, giải quyết, để giữ gìn môi trường hòa bình. Và đó chính là trách nhiệm lớn lao của những người làm lãnh đạo của mỗi nước, dù là ở Mỹ, dù ở Trung Quốc, dù ở Việt Nam, dù ở tất cả các nước. Chính vì vậy mà cái tinh thần lớn là chúng tôi đang bàn với các nước trong khu vực, và cái này đã bàn rồi. Và tại hội nghị viên chức ASEAN vừa rồi, ngài Lý Quốc Cường, Thủ tướng nước Cộng hòa Nhân dân Trung Hoa đã nói rằng là tiến tới xây dựng một cái tinh thần, một quy tắc ứng xử COC trong năm 2017. Các nước ASEAN thì cả tôi và anh Hung Sen ở đây đều thúc đẩy quá trình đó để làm sao có một quy tắc ứng xử tốt nhất để giữ hòa bình, phát triển thương mại, ủng hộ lẫn nhau cùng phát triển. Chính vì vậy, những vấn đề về kinh tế chúng ta ủng hộ lẫn nhau cùng phát triển. Còn những vấn đề thuộc về chính trị, về quốc phòng an ninh, chúng ta bàn bạc với nhau để cùng giải quyết, để giữ gìn môi trường hòa bình. Cho nên vấn đề tăng cường đối thoại giữa các nước để giữ gìn môi trường hòa bình đó là trách nhiệm rất lớn lao. Và chúng ta, vì chính phủ là của nhân dân, chính phủ là phục vụ phát triển đất nước. Chính vì vậy mà những cái gì có lợi cho nhân dân, cho đất nước, kể cả trong nội khối ASEAN và kể cả đối với Trung Quốc, các nước chúng ta đều không lẫn nhau. Cho nên những vấn đề về hiệp định RCEP, rồi những vấn đề như là 1% một con đường, ví dụ như là ngân hàng, hạ tầng mà do chúng tôi và cùng Trung Quốc là sáng lập ra, thì chúng ta ủng hộ lẫn nhau để phát triển kinh tế, giải quyết đời sống của nhân dân. Còn vấn đề gì còn mắc mưu thì chúng ta bàn bạc với sự luật pháp quốc tế, tôn trọng luật pháp quốc tế, tôn trọng các quyết định của Liên Hợp Quốc là vấn đề quan trọng để xử lý những vấn đề đặt ra của chúng ta. Nếu không, còn hiện nay tôi thấy là mỗi nước có trách nhiệm. Ngài tiến sĩ có nhận định một cái là có thể chỉ xung đột giữa Mỹ và Trung Quốc xảy ra. Tôi cũng giống đồng chí ngài Hung Sen nói rằng là không có cái tình trạng đó đâu, bởi vì chúng ta đều có trách nhiệm với nhau. Không phải nước lớn không có trách nhiệm của thế giới này sao? Tôi tin điều đó được trở ra. Mà nếu có các nước lớn mà có trách nhiệm bàn bạc để giữ gìn môi trường hòa bình của thế giới hiện nay, đó là mong ước của nước Việt Nam và vẫn đang nước Việt Nam chúng tôi.
I'd like to open our discussion to the floor for questions, but I guess while we prepare for that, just one last question to Marie. Can you enlighten us? There's the RCEP, there's a TPP, and I guess now no longer. The Prime Minister mentioned the AIIB. How do we understand all these different pathways, and what should be ASEAN's approach?
I think ASEAN should see it as the way that we would like to expand and consolidate the economic integration in Asia, and that it should be an example of openness and open regionalism in today's rather gloomy context. Because I think the prediction is that TPP is kind of on the back burner, and that the US is going to adopt a bilateral negotiating model. And that's not so good for us in Asia, because it means that you're negotiating with a very strong partner. Whereas in the Asian model, it's kind of more the consensus building and the stage by stage progression. So I think what's happening with RCEP, for those of you who don't understand what RCEP is basically expanding the ASEAN Economic Community Agreement with the +1. We have 6 FTAs with the 6 major partners, which is China, Korea, Japan, India, Australia, and New Zealand. So you're expanding, but it's open regionalism, by the way. So if the US at any time would like to join, of course, on the terms of RCEP, it can, right? And I think real. There's a clause in there about open to other members, right? And I think the AIIB and the Belt and the Road are very interesting initiatives to actually address the divide, the different levels of development that exist in ASEAN as well as between ASEAN and these other countries. Through infrastructure building, through capacity building, through people-to-people connection. So I think it's a good balance if it can really be made to work. So I think there's still a lot of question out there how this is going to be implemented. But I think as ASEAN, we should be proactive to make sure that it's going to benefit ASEAN. Connectivity, I think both Prime Ministers mentioned connectivity. Connectivity to me is about infrastructure, it's about the digital infrastructure, and it is about the education and the people-to-people platform. And I think a lot of that can be facilitated by such initiatives such as AIIB and Belt and Road.
Thank you. Any questions from the floor?
John, while you're waiting, might I just say one or two things in response to what the Prime Minister said. I think that in Europe and North America, everyone would be delighted if there were an Asian solution to the Asian security dilemmas, of which there are very many. And the United States in particular has been very keen not to take a position on the territorial disputes in the South China Sea. But there are claimant states amongst ASEAN. There are disputants, and it was after all an ASEAN state that took the question of the South China Sea to the International Tribunal. That wasn't an initiative of the United States, but of an ASEAN member state that wanted an international legal ruling on this question. The second point I would make was that I think it's important to recognize that whatever the flaws of Obama's pivot, then rebalance to Asia, it wasn't just a rebalance to Asia, but it was a rebalance within Asia. That during the Obama administration, the United States made a great effort to diversify its relationship with Asia-Pacific countries, including all the countries represented here that previously perhaps did not have such strong relations with the United States. And looking at the other two big geostrategically significant areas of the world, the Middle East and Europe, the inhabitants of the Middle East and Europe have traditionally had two separate concerns about the United States. Either the United States pays too much attention to the region, or that it pays too little attention to the region. And beware of what you wish for, because if the United States were to pay a lot less attention to the Asia-Pacific, my judgment is that the Asia-Pacific might be in a more unstable situation. So a bit more continuity is, I'm sure, what ASEAN leaders as a whole might wish for.
Good point. Any questions from the floor?
មានសំណួរខ្ញុំក៏គួរតែបញ្ជាក់បន្តិចអំពីលោកគណៈបានលើកថាបញ្ហាតុលាការគឺជាការចង់បានរបស់សមាជិកអាស៊ានខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ជាក់ថាក្នុងឋានៈខ្ញុំជាសមាជិកអាស៊ានមួយហើយប្រទេសអាស៊ាន9ផ្សេងទៀតក្រៅពីហ្វីលីពីនអត់មានប្រទេសណាផ្ដឹងទៅតុលាការទេអាហ្នឹងគឺសូមបញ្ជាក់ជូនគឺថាមិនមែនជាការចង់បានរបស់សមាជិកអាស៊ានទាំងមូលទេអ្នកដែលប្រឹងប្រែងប្រកបគឺហ្វីលីពីនតែឯងទេឥឡូវនេះហ្វីលីពីនប្រទេសនេះបរិយាកាសរបស់ហ្វីលីពីនក៏បានទៅទស្សនកិច្ចនៅប្រទេសចិនក៏មិនបានយកអាសាលេខាតុលាការនេះយកទៅពិភាក្សាជាមួយចិនទេដូច្នេះវាស្មើនឹងមានន័យថាលើការជាក់ស្ដែងអាសាលេខានេះមិនលែងមានតម្លៃទៅហើយហើយខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ជាក់ឡើងវិញមិនមែនជាការចាំបានទេហើយខ្ញុំជំទាស់តាំងពីពេលមុនសាលេខាតុលាការបានចេញព្រោះវាហាក់ដូចជាការខុបខិតដ៏អាក្រក់មួយទៅឲ្យលើបញ្ហាអន្តរជាតិហេតុអ្វីបានជាគេដឹងមុន2ខែកន្លះហើយគេមកចលនាខ្ញុំឲ្យគ្រប់គ្រងសាលេខាតុលាការនេះជាបញ្ហាដែលខ្ញុំជំទាស់ជាមួយនឹងការចេញសេចក្តីថ្លែងការណ៍របស់អាស៊ានគ្រប់គ្រងសាលេខាតុលាការទុកឲ្យចិននិងហ្វីលីពីនពិភាក្សាគ្នាធ្វើពីទីចុះ
I think a question from the floor. Sure, please.
Thank you very much. This has been fascinating. But as we all know, the story of ASEAN can be told as a glass that is either half full or a glass that is half empty. And I'm afraid that partly because of the way the discussion is turned, the focus has been a lot on the glass half empty and not on the glass half full. And so I think maybe we should acknowledge the fact that if you did a very objective audit of regional organizations, and regional organizations are strange creatures. They don't work like efficient companies. They are by definition messy, untidy, and 3 steps forward, 2 steps backward. But in the world of regional communities, there really isn't one better than ASEAN. And even the European Union, John would acknowledge, now that the UK has decided to leave it, that's a very powerful statement that it's a broken community. What used to be the shining symbol of the world is now scrambling to handle a very messy divorce. In that sense, I agree with Prime Minister Hun saying that ASEAN is ahead. We don't have a message in us on our heads. We have lots of challenges. But realistically, look around the world. Whether it's Mercosur, whether it's the African Union, whether it's the Arab League, find one organization that's better than ASEAN. So I think maybe a little bit more focus on ASEAN's successes looking ahead would be great, because that's what actually I try to do in the book I'm coming out with, to point out that ASEAN by any standards is a miracle, and here in Davos we have to tell the world that if you want examples of regional cooperation, there's no better one than ASEAN.
I like that.
The key question is, do you agree? So let me just tell him one regional organization that I think does have a great deal of promise, which you didn't mention, and that's the Pacific Alliance, that brings together Mexico, Colombia, Chile, and Peru. And those 4 countries, 4 years ago, formed an alliance. They are now moving very fast to an economic union, financial cooperation. They will have a common stock market. And this is an organization to which Mercosur countries even want to subscribe. So Argentina under Macri has talked about, could we become a member of the Pacific Alliance, even though last time I checked, Argentina was not a Pacific nation. And so there are examples. And one of the secrets of the Pacific Alliance has been actually to keep the membership tight. There's about 55 observer nations to the Pacific Alliance, including Singapore. And yet they have decided not to expand too quickly, and also not to over-institutionalize. There's no big Secretariat General, there's not thousands of bureaucrats that meet all the time. This is an agreement that has become organic between the 4 countries. And lest one think that this was easy, today, you would think that the Pacific Wars happened 2 weeks ago. It was very quickly for a conflict between Chile and Peru to emerge because of a statement by a parliamentarian in one country or the other. These are countries too that have territorial disputes between them. So I would look at the Pacific Alliance as an organization that also has promise. And my counsel for the Pacific Alliance is not to expand too quickly. I celebrate the successes of ASEAN, and it's because it's been a successful organization that people place great expectations on it. And that's the reason why I think that ASEAN leaders should continue in the interest of their own 650 million plus people, and in the interest of international stability, to find even more inventive ways to push that consensus forward and ensure that there is ASEAN-led diplomacy in the region.
Dr. Nazir, do you share that optimism? And perhaps can you suggest a number of concrete ways in which, for a business like yours, how can ASEAN more quickly arrive at a full glass?
Yeah, I think, firstly, John, ASEAN's been around since 1967. So, we've been tested, and I think ASEAN is the partnership within these 10 countries is very robust. And I think, even though, what I like doing is trying to challenge whether we can do better. Yeah, that's not saying that we haven't done a great job. Yeah, given certainly where the Prime Minister Hun Sen's long lens of where we started, ASEAN did a phenomenal job. Yeah, but as we stand today, I would like to see, the integration efforts being more directed, if you like. If you look at my sector, which is banking, there are certain initiatives under the umbrella called Qualified ASEAN Banks. Right? And within that, it's about licensing in various countries, etc. Whereas I think if one is more directed, you kind of go in and say, okay, the better way is to resolve issues about movement of labor, about outsourcing of operations, movement of data. Those are actually more value creating and actually less contentious. So when it comes to ASEAN integration, I just feel that there needs to be more focused leadership. And here's where, contrary to what John says, experience of the Pacific Alliance, I actually think we need to enlarge and empower the ASEAN Secretary a little bit more, yeah, so that we can have more focused leadership into the details of where we can have more value-creating integration without, the negative side effects that we don't like.
There was another question from the floor. I'll take one more question, please.
John Nehar, News and Capital Japan. I want to ask a question somewhat financial and economic oriented. We are in a period of great uncertainties, and the mood here at the Davos is full of that. But there's one certainty that we are witnessing, that is a hike in US dollar interest rate. And I'm a bit concerned about the impact of it on ASEAN countries. In the past, emerging countries, including Asian countries, have contributed significantly to a worldwide growth in terms of GDP and so forth. But now we're talking about not just a little hike, how many hikes, and how soon in dollar interest. I'd like to hear your views.
Perhaps Ibu Marin?
Yeah, I think this has been also discussed quite long in ASEAN as we wait for US interest rates to go up. And we've already, in the case of Indonesia, we've already had two shocks in 2013 and in 2015, where we did have capital outflow and the exchange rate took a big hit. So I think it's in a way been factored in already. And I think what's important is actually for Indonesia and for the other ASEAN countries to face this uncertain path of the US interest rates going up by making sure that our macro policies remain stable. And in the case of Indonesia, for instance, it was a fiscal policy sustainability issue, which was an issue of why we had these capital outflows. But I think we are in good progress now and process to ensure that we have fiscal sustainability. So I think the key is really about making sure you have your macro fundamentals right, both on the fiscal side and the monetary side. To, you will still feel a little bit of volatility in the exchange rate, but I don't think it will go to the extent like in 2013 or 2015. I'm not sure where the US dollar will go. Right now it's strengthening, but it could also, it will hurt the US economy if it strengthens too much. So in a way they will also be careful about how to manage that. And not to have inconsistent real sector policies that will scare investors away. That's really the way to deal with it.
Nếu mà đồng đô la tiếp tục tăng cao hơn nữa thì tôi nghĩ rằng xuất khẩu của Mỹ bị thiệt hại lớn. Chính vì vậy tôi nghĩ Mỹ không thể tăng mãi giá đô la này là nó thu hút đô la. Chúng ta có quyền lạc quan ở trên này vì thế giới hiện nay một thế giới phẳng không phải là bất cứ một quốc gia nào.
Great. Please join me in thanking the panelists for a wonderful amount of time.
Sure.